Guys, this is about the most wanted characters for Smash Bros. According to the best of the best at Smash Bros. So you'd think that, there would be like some actual good picks in here, but there are actually a few bizarre picks as well here. So there are some strange characters that have been picked by Smash Bros. So the number one person who's called Sprago, he picked Toad. So Toad could realistically be in Smash Bros. And Smash 6 or even Smash 7 if there is a Smash 7. But we know there could be a Smash 6. But Toad makes a lot of sense. He is like one of the major Mario characters to have never been added to the game. Toad has been there since the very first Mario game. And next is Monster Hunter. That makes another wild sense. They had Rathalos, as a boss. Okay, that makes sense. Rathalos was a boss in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and adding in Monster Hunter makes a lot of sense. Again, Capcom is very generous to Nintendo with their characters, adding Mega Man, two characters from Street Fighter. But outside of that, we really don't have many Capcom characters. We have Street Fighter and Mega Man represented, but we don't have Monster Hunter, which is easily Capcom's biggest franchise. Again, Monster Hunter used to be only known in Japan, and I think that's why Monster Hunter wasn't added, because, Monster Hunter was, for the longest time until Monster Hunter World came out, was I think, even then they could have easily added Monster Hunter as a DLC character, but I think they were going to add Monster Hunter as a playable character, but the problem is Monster Hunter wasn't really well known outside of Japan, okay, as well. And Monster Hunter World released in 2018, the same year that Smash Bros. Ultimate came around. But I do think Monster Hunter is a very likely character for Smash 6, considering how well Monster Hunter World sold. And Monster Hunter used to be like one of the most niche games of all time to one of the most popular and best-selling games of all time, even in the US and Europe. So Monster Hunter World has sold 20 million copies. Of course, the game sold relatively well in Japan. Actually, I think it's now at 25 million. That's what Capcom said as last year. So as of last year, Monster Hunter World has sold 25 million copies as well. And it is easily one of Capcom's best-selling games of all time, as well. Unlike Mega Man, which its highest selling game is 2 million, I think. So Monster Hunter World is the best-selling game Capcom has ever released. Yeah, Monster Hunter is pretty likely. Monster Hunter World, including Monster Hunter Iceborne, has sold 41 million units, being the best-selling game. I'm surprised they didn't release Monster Hunter World for the Switch. But they did release a Monster Hunter exclusive for the Switch, which was Monster Hunter Rise, I think it was called. So Monster Hunter did get a Switch game version as well. But if you look at Capcom's best-selling game, you have to really scroll down to see like Mega Man as well. Heck, Okami, which was seen as a commercial failure, has outsold Mega Man. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney has outsold Mega Man. That's another character that people want to see. But Monster Hunter makes a lot of sense. Monster Hunter, actually Mega Man 2 sold 6 million copies. Okay, I guess we have to stop underestimating Mega Man. But even then, Mega Man X sold 7.7 million copies. Okay, I guess we have to stop saying that Mega Man is a poor seller then. According to video game sales reviewers, I don't know if it's accurate or not. Mega Man X sold 7.7 million copies. Again, I don't know if this is accurate or not with this site as well. But maybe I guess Mega Man should still be in Smash Bros. But even then, Monster Hunter is still the best-selling Capcom game ever. Monster Hunter World is, and they're making a new Monster Hunter game this year as well. So, as of the best-selling games of Capcom ever made as well, here, Monster Hunter World sold 25 million copies. Monster Hunter Rise, which was the Switch Monster Hunter, eventually ported to other consoles as well. So, and also let's forget that Monster Hunter World Iceborne sold 14 million copies as well. I think if they made Monster Hunter like a more multiplayer-focused game, I think the game would sell way better. But even then, 40 million copies for Monster Hunter is still, this one, Monster Hunter went from a niche, mostly popular in Japan only series to a global sensation. So Monster Hunter, I think, definitely is the most likely of the two characters we sold so far. Even more likely than Toad, because this is easily Capcom's best, biggest series as of now. Monster Hunter is Capcom's biggest series as of now. Same that, they butchered the movie adaptation, okay? Okay, but most popular franchises of all time as well. I don't know. We can't really trust the video game sales wiki because again, they're not the most accurate. But Monster Hunter sold at least as of now 105 million copies, only behind Resident Evil. But I think Monster Hunter will eventually catch up to Resident Evil, which would make Monster Hunter. Like back in the day, I was like, really? Monster Hunter? Why would people want Monster Hunter in Smash Bros? It's only popular in Japan. But as of the past 10 years, basically Monster Hunter has exploded in popularity, with Monster Hunter World selling so well that it basically catapulted Monster Hunter into the best one. Okay, so Mega Man is actually fourth place in Capcom series outside of the big three. Actually, Street Fighter is not that ahead of Mega Man, actually, which is surprising me, but Mega Man has 80 games, and Street Fighter has 6 games, so it isn't really a fair comparison as well. Okay, next character is Paper Mario. Of course, this makes another character that makes a lot of sense. And so I would like to have more of the actual original characters in Paper Mario, but Paper Mario would be way more unique. Paper Mario, they can really just add in the partners from Bowser and Door, or they can swap out as well for move sets as well. So you can actually have Paper Mario and all of several partners, several of the most popular partners of all time from Paper Mario. You can also add in the Pixies as well from Super Paper Mario as a part of the moveset. You can really add, of course, you'll have the hammer. Okay, Paper Mario, I think, should be Paper Mario and several partners. Okay, Paper Mario and several partners as well. It'll be kind of like Rosalina and Ruma, but you can swap out the partners in the game. And Paper Mario have moves, and the partner, can be controlled with Paper Mario as well. This would be a very complex character and not a beginner-friendly character. Paper Mario, I don't think will be a beginner-friendly character. Paper Mario will have its partner. And also if you kill the partner from Paper Mario, it will respawn, or swap out another partner as well. I think this would be a pretty genius idea, because there's just so much moveset potential for Paper Mario as a character. But yeah, again, Fearful Joe. Again, Fearful Joe is not a very well-known series, but it will again. How would they stop Fearful Joe from just being a Captain Falcon clone? Okay, that would be the big question. I've never played Fearful Joe before, but it was a pretty popular game in the GameCube era. But again, Fearful Joe has not really been in terms. I think this is a Capcom IP. Okay, as well. But yeah, Fearful Joe, they only got one game. They got a re-release recently as well. But other than that, what would stop him from being a Captain Falcon clone? That would be the problem, because, yeah. Next character is Sato. Again, another character that makes a lot of sense. Again, Sato, I think, is another one of the most likely characters to be in Smash 6 as well. So Sato the Hedgehog is, I think, one of the most likely characters to be in Smash 6. Sato has taken the center presence in the most recent Sonic media, the Sonic Movie 3 and Sonic XL Generations. He is easily one of the most popular Sonic characters of all time. Moving on is Waluigi. Again, another one of the most popular Mario characters. I know some people hate Waluigi still, but Waluigi is one of the most loved Mario characters of all time. Okay, Waluigi was in the 2000s, Waluigi was kind of rolled. A lot of people didn't really like him. Before the 2010s, first, the whole Waluigi thing was a meme. Okay, it was a joke. First, it was people just ironically liking Waluigi. Oh, this is character they added. We gotta like him. But I think over the past decade, Waluigi has kind of cemented himself as one of the most popular Mario characters. And I think eventually Nintendo will have to make something with Waluigi. Considering the fact they know a lot of people love Waluigi as a character, he is basically the Mario character that Nintendo rejects the most. And I think the reason why Waluigi is so popular is because he's kind of like the underdog, okay? He's seen as an underdog character, and a lot of people can relate to Waluigi as being an underdog character, being left out a lot in a lot of Mario games. And, I think a lot of people can just relate to it. Like Waluigi, Nintendo has kind of like left him out of a lot of things outside of spin-offs. Like Waluigi isn't in any 2D or 3D Mario games. Isn't, like technically Waluigi is not canon to the Mario universe. But Waluigi, I think, is the reason why Waluigi is so popular is because he has been ignored by Nintendo. He has been beaten down by Nintendo. I think that's why a lot of people want Waluigi. And I do think he is one of the most likely characters in Smash Bros. And Nintendo actually listens to the fans and adds Waluigi. Again, people thought Ridley would never make it in, and now we have Ridley in Smash Bros. People thought King K. Rool would never make it in, and he made it in. And people thought Sora would never make it in, and he made it in. Next is Jen and Roar. I have no idea who this is, so we'll skip them. I think they're another Zero-Blade character. Leon S. Kennedy, another pretty likely choice. The problem is, Leon S. Kennedy uses real guns, okay? I think that's the reason why they didn't add him into Smash Bros. Despite Resident Evil's importance to the earlier Nintendo eras, like the N64 and GameCube era, is the fact that Leon S. Kennedy uses actual guns, which I think it's something like, I think Nintendo has definitely listened upon that type of stuff as well of Joker and Bayonetta, obviously, but it is Resident Evil 4 Remake is one of the best-selling games of all time, and of Capcom as well, and Resident Evil still proves that a lot of people like Resident Evil. It's easily Capcom's most popular IP by far. So I do think Leon S. Kennedy is pretty likely. The only problem with Leon S. Kennedy being playable is the whole guns issue. Next is Akira from Street Fighter Virtual Fighter. Again, I'm not too familiar with Virtual Fighters, so if Virtual Fighter gets in, it's another Sega rep, and Sega is very friendly to Nintendo. Then of course we have Zeno. I would say until Zeno got the re-release with My RPG, I always said Zeno was the least likely character of all of these characters on the list. Okay, actually, second least likely behind Beautiful Joe. But Zeno, I think, is more likely than Beautiful Joe. But I think he's still one of the least likely characters of the 10 characters we've seen so far. Because Zeno is only appeared in one game. Okay, they did re-release My RPG. But we don't know if Zeno will be continued and more in future Mario games. Well, again, they released a new Mario Party and Zeno still wasn't present. Like, Zeno is not owned by Nintendo, okay? Basically, Zeno is not owned by Nintendo, and I think that's gonna be the main reason why Zeno still won't be in Smash 6. But they can surprise us. They did add Sora into Smash Bros. So then we have the next character, Goku. Yeah, we're not gonna explain why Goku's not gonna be in Smash Bros. Sakurai does not want Goku in Smash Bros. Goo by Street Fighter, another Street Fighter character. Again, I'm not really familiar with Street Fighter, but again, we have Skull Kid. Yes, Skull Kid. And again, Zelda does need new characters. Skull Kid is easily one of the most popular Zelda characters of all time. I think he is not that likely, like people say he is, because, the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, we have to realize those games are like decades old now, okay? But he is the main antagonist of Majora's Mask. It'll be very interesting to see having another Zelda character that is not just Link, Ganondorf, and Zelda. And I think Skull Kid, if they finally do get to adding new Zelda characters, is one of the more likely characters. Then we have Talking Bendagog, not happening. Ari League of Legends, please no. We already talked about Shadow. Then you have Apollo Creed. He's not a video game character, no, so not being added. But then we have Fall Guy. Fall Guy is a very interesting character. He's an indie character pick from a game that, I actually looked up Fall Guy, and it's sort of a movie. But I'll talk about the game Fall Guys. The thing is, Fall Guy would be a very interesting character to add in, and I do think indie characters do deserve a place in Smash Bros. And Fall Guy is one of the most popular indie games of all time as well. It's a game where you go through like obstacle courses and stuff, and I do think Fall Guy is pretty popular as well. But other than that, I really don't know if Fall Guy will be in Smash Bros. Anytime soon, because indie games are kind of not really very likely to be in Smash Bros. Okay, it's just the sad fact of it, because indie games, like the most honor Sakurai could do to Shovel Knight, which the creator of Shovel Knight wanted him playable Smash Bros. Sakurai said, okay, it's his trophy. And yeah, then we have 2B from Nier Automata again. 2B, Nier Automata, Again, it's a Square Enix character. Is one of the more popular Square Enix games. Again, he's only in one game, I think. He's in Stellar Blade. No one plays Stellar Blade. He's in Ubisoft games. But she is appearing in more games than Dust. So I do think 2B is pretty likely. But the problem is Square has a lot of characters they can put in, not just 2B. Of course, we have the puppet they can add in, but then we have Eren Yeager, not happening. Rihanna S. Kennedy, we already discussed Rihanna S. Kennedy. And Pasta. And Pasta would be pretty unique to add in as well. Or it's the Among Us character, but Among Us is a dead meme. Dante, the problem with is the same problem with Rihanna S. Kennedy is guns. The Knight from Hollow Knight, again, I think a lot of people want to see, indie game characters in Smash Bros. But the problem is, let's look at what happened in Shovel Knight, okay? If you do not know Shovel, the creator of Shovel Knight basically begged Sakurai to add him in. Unlike if Hideo Kojima basically just said, okay, Sakurai said, okay, it's this trophy for you. I don't really think Hollow Knight has a big chance of being in Smash Bros. Also, Hollow Knight Silksong is on development hell, so they have Yokai Watch not happening. Yokai Watch, if they want to add Yokai Watch, they'll add in Smash 5 or Smash Ultimate. Sigurigi to upscale. Lightning from Final Fantasy 13. Well, I'm surprised one of the Smash Bros. Pros boldly want a Final Fantasy rep as the most wanted character, okay? As well. But Final Fantasy 14 is a pretty popular game, and also they'll be adding more female characters in the Smash Bros. The problem is, Square has a lot of characters they could add in as well, and of course, very popular Final Fantasy games. Of course, adding in the two most popular Final Fantasy characters makes sense as well, but Cloud and Sephiroth. I think Cloud and Sephiroth must be the most popular Final Fantasy characters of all time. Of course, some people, Final Fantasy 7 is kind of like the Gen 1 of Final Fantasy. It's basically overdone. Like, really? We're going to add all of the Final Fantasy 7 characters for all the other games, as well. Because, Final Fantasy is, 7 is like Gen 1 of, Final Fantasy characters. Okay, look at the best Final Fantasy characters. The highest ranked Final Fantasy character that isn't from Final Fantasy 7 is Squall Leonhardt from Final Fantasy 8. And Kefka, which again, he's a fan favorite character, from older Final Fantasy game as well. But almost all of the list is Final Fantasy. And right now, I think she's at 10. So she is actually one of the more popular Final Fantasy characters. Then we have Aloy from Horizon. It is possible, but I don't see it happening as well. I think Sony would probably rent like Kratos or Astrobot or even Nathan Drake, but Nathan Drake had the problem of guns. So then you have the next characters, Widows, nothing. Hello Kitty's not happening. Hello Kitty's not happening. Funky Kong, I do think that's pretty likely as a Echo Fighter. Characters we already discussed. Ryu Hayabusa. Again, with Ninja Gaiden, I don't think we have had any new Ninja Gaiden games recently. I know he's basically a retro pick. I know people do like Ryu Hayabusa as well, but had they made a new Ninja Gaiden game? Okay, the last game they released was a collection in 2021, okay? But again, he's kind of like a old retro rep character. They are making a new game in 2025. But the last Ninja Gaiden game was Yaba Neat Ninja Gaiden Z. And I don't think the game sold pretty well, which is why we haven't seen new games since 2014 as well. But Tecmo doesn't really have any representation in Smash Bros. Outside of Fatal Frame getting a, trophy. So if Tecmo wants to add a character, I think Ryu Hayabusa would probably be the most likely character to add in as well. So, yeah. Then we have Crash Bandicoot. I'm surprised I haven't gotten to Crash Bandicoot yet. But Crash Bandicoot is one of the more popular characters. And since Microsoft owns Crash Bandicoot, his chances have actually gone up because Microsoft now owns the character. Yeah, Sony really lost you really lost a huge opportunity on, owning Crash Bandicoot. Considering the fact that Sony literally designed the characters, but now Microsoft owns Crash Bandicoot. Really missed an opportunity on, buying Crash Bandicoot. But Crash Bandicoot is still getting games as of 2023 as well. So I do think it's pretty likely he is a very popular character. Crash Bandicoot and Saints Trilogy sold pretty well. Then we have Feeling. Not likely. Don't even know who this is. Banana Waddle Dee, again, another pretty likely character to be in Smash Bros. Considering the fact that Banana Waddle Dee is one of the most popular characters in Kirby, okay? I think, I was like, really? Why do people want Banana Waddle Dee in Smash Bros. Over, all the more unique characters? But Banana Waddle Dee literally is, the one of the most popular Kirby characters of all time as well. I think he's at 6th behind Susie and Mox as well. They actually just have Waddle Dee, but Banana Waddle Dee is a Waddle Dee as well. Actually, he's at number 9, but Waddle Dee's at number 6, and Banana Waddle Dee is a Waddle Dee. But yeah, I never understood why they want Banana Waddle Dee over characters like Magor or Galactonite. Foulable, interesting characters to add Mox, as well. And of course, Gooey, the best boy. He's to be in Smash Bros. Gooey, okay. Barman, another Konami character. The thing is, we don't know if Konami will allow any characters in the next Smash Bros. Game. Considering the fact that they just cut that they didn't allow Snake at Smash 4 as well, but Barman I'll put as a maybe. That's if Konami wants to come to the table. Next is Roxas from Kingdom Hearts. Again, I'm not too familiar with Kingdom Hearts, but again, it's if Sora returns or not. Goku, no, we already discussed Goku. Spike from Super Mario. Yeah, this would be a pretty funny, but it's just such an obscure pick as well. I know they put him in the movie for a few minutes, but then we have Chris Redfield. Weird Ass Kennedy is more popular than Chris Redfield. Whoever Siu and Mia is, don't know who they are, so can't really tell you, but I don't think they're pretty likely either way. Dante, we discussed Banana Waddle Dee. And the last character is Aonaza. Don't know who this character, I actually have to look up who this character is. Aonaza. Okay. Aonaza is from Puyo Puyo series. I don't know how popular the Puyo Puyo series is as well. I don't know how popular the series is. I know it's popular. I know it's probably popular in Japan, obviously, but I don't know. Yeah, but again, maybe it's like a joke pick. Like they want to add like a joke character in the Smash Bros. Again, I'm not really familiar with Puyo Puyo as well. I'm not really familiar with the Puyo Puyo franchise. I know it's a puzzle game. Puyo Puyo is actually a very influential game series, even if you never played them before. Actually, if you have played the Dr. Eggman Bean Machine, that's Puyo Puyo. So actually, I did play Puyo Puyo before, but it was a Sonic version as well. Yeah, they released like a Kirby version or a Dr. Eggman Sonic version because they thought that people wouldn't buy Puyo Puyo in Smash Bros. But yeah, no, in USA. But now the game's out released in USA. I do think they should do more crossovers. I know there's one of Tetris as well. Yeah, but I think most of the requests is from Japanese, Smash fans mostly, kind of like them wanting Hero in Smash Bros. Because you do have to realize there are some characters that are wanted in Japan. I think like Kingdom Hearts characters are requested in Japan, as well, But I think there are some characters that are very requested by Japan. Also, we skipped over Luigi because Luigi's already in Smash Bros. Some of these characters are pretty popular, requested in Japan. Like Monster Hunter, I think is probably gonna be one of the most requested characters in Japan. But I'm not really familiar with Puyo Puyo. How many? Okay, so Puyo Puyo series sales. Okay, how many people have bought Puyo Puyo? So the most reliable source for Puyo Puyo is Puyo Puyo Tetris selling 3 million sales. I don't know what platforms Puyo Puyo Tetris is on as well. Okay, it's on the Switch. Okay, it's Puyo Puyo Tetris 2 sold 3 million. Okay, so that means this series is selling decently as of now. According to Wikipedia, it only sold 10 million copies. But again, a lot of the games until recently have been Japanese only. So I think the most popular game in the Puyo Puyo series, I think it's Puyo Puyo Tetris, which was released in 2014 as well. And Puyo Puyo Tetris 2, I think, sold pretty well as well, releasing in 2020 during the COVID pandemic, which means there was a possibility COVID pandemic did impact this game's sales in a positive way. So, but the game series is now selling way better. It's becoming more way popular. So, there was a possibility Aonaza might be in Smash Bros. Because of this series is gaining more popularity as of now. But other than that, I think C is definitely much more likely than the non-video game characters or Spike or whoever Sue or Maya is. But C is one of the lesser likely characters on the list as well. So overall, these are the most wanted characters according to the pros. According to the Smash pros, according to the most important Smash players as well, outside this YouTubers obviously as well. Maybe we should do a YouTube poll of who's the most wanted characters in Smash Bros. As well. Again, I'm not really too familiar with Puyo Puyo. I think Owl is in Puyo Puyo Tetris 1 or 2, so more people have been exposed to this character. But other than that, that is the most wanted Smash characters of all time. So yeah, goodbye.